I'm so sorry to interrupt all the incredible stories and chatter and I'm sure socializing is taking place. This is truly a hub of the community, and clearly you have the new, the older, the everything convening here this morning. Again, clearly by all of the conversations. My name is Marta Rivera. I'm the Commissioner of the Boston Centers for Youth and Families. Buenos dias. Good morning to all. So thrilled to see this crowd before us. I've had an opportunity to hear so many incredible stories from Ambassador Flynn, from Mayor Mary Burke, and we'll continue to hear more. I'm just so grateful to be able to be in a place to celebrate the reopening of the Curley Community Center. As you all might know, we had a soft opening about 3 weeks ago, and since that time, we've had over 6,000 people that have registered, that have joined the center. I'm sorry, did I say 6,000? I know many of you that, were members of the Curley prior, not surprised by that. You're like, yeah, we have thousands every year. We know that there have been, 4,000 or 5,000, 6,000 is quite incredible, again, in just a 3-week span. So again, we are delighted to welcome everyone back. This event today tops off an incredible week for BCYF. Just yesterday, we were in East Boston doing a reopening for the Power Street Pool after a long renovation. And we also yesterday took part in an announcement for expanded and increased teen programming opportunities this summer. You'll hear about that if you're not familiar with Swim Safe. And we are just delighted to be able to, again, back-to-back have these announcements with the support of our chief and our mayor. If you haven't had a chance to do the walkthrough of the building yet, make sure you do so before you go. It is an incredible facility. The architects and from community input, there were features of the building that were enhanced and features that were kept. This atrium here is one of the incredible points where you can see this amazing ocean view, but there's more. So I won't be a spoiler alert. Again, if you haven't taken the tour, please do so. I want to thank my colleague, Carrie Griffin, the Director of Public Facilities. You're going to hear from her in just a few minutes. Scott Dupree, who's a project manager, but you'll hear from Carrie again, and she'll be thanking, the general contractors and those folks. There have just been so many people to thank that have made this possible. I also want to thank the Curley staff that is led by Andrea Flaherty. Where's the staff? So if you're staff here at the Flaherty, please raise your hand. We want to make sure we acknowledge you. They have, okay, so these folks had to clean out the entire quarter mile of this building before it was closed, so thank you. And then they had to move back the stuff, so not an easy feat. Also, I want to appreciate and thank all the hard work of the operations team at central office, Sandy Holden with our communications. Again, there are so many to thank. Definitely our Chief Massot of Human Services, who has lent his team his support in so many ways to BCYF initiatives. And last but not least, we are so thankful for the support of our mayor, who has made incredible commitment and investments, not just in this facility, in Power Street, but just across the board in our families, in our youth, and our seniors through her commitment and investments to our facilities and our programs. So without further ado, so at this time, I'd like to have our Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much to Commissioner Marta Rivera and her entire team, the chief, and everyone who has had a hand in making today possible. We are working hard every single day so that Boston is and will remain the best place in the country to raise a family. And it's neighborhoods like South Boston who, for decades and generations have already shown what that takes and how to do it. This is a really important community hub that has been a treasured and beloved amenity that has been passed down not only with renovations and additions along the way to a very historic building, resulting in the major renovation today, but also with the careful care that staff members and communities have added. And you hear the stories of families, generation after generation, who learned how to swim here, or who met their partner here, or who got their first job here. And that, most of all, is what we want to keep going. This space is about all the amazing things that individuals can do here. You can work out, you can swim, you can take part in all sorts of activities. But most importantly, you get to build community, and you get to see and meet your neighbors and friends, and keep expanding who is part of our family here in South Boston and here in the city of Boston. So I want to thank all of our dignitaries who are here today. There are many, many very important people who are advocating for this community on every issue, and this has certainly been one that has taken us a bit of time. I've received the baton from multiple previous administrations, and then with challenges along the way, it's really been a group effort. So thank you to Congressman Lynch, thank you to State Representative Beal, thank you to Council President Ed Flynn, to City Councilor at Large Michael Flaherty, City Councilor Aaron Murphy, City Councilor Rusi Louijen, State Senator Nick Collins, who has been a huge and instrumental part of this as well. And I also want to recognize someone who is really the heart and soul of this community, and a role model and mentor, former Mayor and Ambassador Ray Flynn, and First Lady Flynn. Thank you so much for everything that you have done. Oh, I have to get used to him not standing up here. But one of my favorite people in the entire world, and someone who is such a support for so many, who has touched and changed so many lives. He will always be clerk in my mind, Mike Donovan. On the city's end, our Chief of Operations, Dion Irish, who couldn't be here, has put in countless hours alongside Chief of Human Services, Jose Masso, our public facilities team, led by Carrie Griffin, who you'll hear from shortly, her Chief of Staff, Ellen McDonough, Assistant Director, Susan Rice, and Senior Project Manager, Scott Dupree, Allison Brizius of the Environment Commission, and, of course, Commissioner Rivera, Eddie McGuire, who I think I saw somewhere in the back, and Andrea Flaherty, who has already gotten some love and should get a lot more love throughout the day. Summer is officially here, and we're so used to different milestones around the city that show us what we do each season and how we do it, whether it's getting that first hot dog over at Sullivan's, or coming here and restoring the traditions that have been available. We want to make sure that we are focusing on our facilities across the city, many of which are in need of significant investment to be able to continue to be that community space. We want our young people and families to have the best possible facilities in the world to come together, to seek relief from the heat, to exercise, and to get to know each other. The renovations in this historic building include improvements to the air circulation and accessibility. They include climate resilient features, so that with rising sea levels and weather, there's protection. There's a fully redesigned interior to optimize the space for more programming and activities for residents of all generations. Our seniors will be able to enjoy everything from bingo and board games to cooking classes, community walks, movies, and mindfulness meditation. This center will also offer adult spin, bar, Zumba, kickboxing, and yoga classes. And thanks to a partnership between the Curley Center, the Leahy-Holleran Center in Dorchester, and the Tynan Community Center just a few blocks up, we'll be offering a host of special activities for young people all summer long. All of those offerings you can find out more of and register or get involved at the BCYF page at boston.gov. And because the City of Boston believes that cost should never be a barrier to community, We'll be offering all of the Curley Center summer programming and all of the Curley's programs and classes for the next 2 months entirely for free. Finally, we are here doing this ribbon cutting inside in this beautiful space, and there's so much to see and do if you walk along the beautiful new rooms. But I want to address the elephant or plover in the room, the inconvenience and the delay of not having access to the public beach. I know is incredibly frustrating for all of us. We have applied at the city level to the state with our beach management plan and are waiting for approvals to be able to partially open the beach and fence off the areas that the piping plovers are currently nesting in. They are incredibly cute, but it's been a lot of planning and conversation and a lot of learning lessons from the city as the beach has been taken over in this quiet period during construction by these protected species. And so I want to thank the entire community for your patience and understanding as we continue to work through this. In fact, it was a member of the community who first spotted the birds and told us about them. And we're lucky that we have such beautiful natural resources that we have to have this conversation about how to share them with wildlife. We're working actively with the Boston Conservation Commission, Mass Audubon, Mass Wildlife, our parks team, and everyone so that we can gain access to the beach as soon as possible, and with the understanding and hope that we can set a long-term plan so that this isn't a recurring conversation that we have each year. So more to come on that front, hopefully soon. But for now, we're so grateful to everyone who's been involved. We're so excited about this new space and programming. And I want to thank all the operations team, public facilities team, BCYF, and community members whose feedback got us here. Finally, before I pass it on to Congressman Lynch, I do just want to recognize someone who has made sure that this center could be home for so many generations for 35 years. Her retirement came during the pandemic, so we couldn't have an official celebration. So we do have a cake over on the side for Miss Mary Burke, and we're very excited that she'll come cut the ribbon in a little bit with us today. But thank you for all that you've done for the community. And now to someone who we are so lucky to have in Boston advocating for us at the federal level and delivering resources time and again to this district and this community. Thank you for your leadership, Congressman Lynch.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And we're not known for our speed on some of these projects. This has taken a while, but this is a wonderful day. And while there are many, many people who are responsible for the success of this day, there are two people who stand out. And one, my dear, dear friend, former Mayor Martin J. Walsh, who recognized the value in this facility and really got us all started and made the commitment to have this facility completely renovated. And I've been a member here for over 50 years. And I remember the dark days. I remember when Mayor Flynn did the renovation, the first renovation many, many, many years ago, several decades ago, but did a wonderful job. And this iteration is really in large part the responsibility and the credit is due to our current mayor, Michelle Wu, for making sure that the dream stayed alive and the project stayed on schedule. So I am enormously happy and proud for the great work that she has done. So during the course of COVID and even after it subsided, myself and the South Boston and Dorchester delegations have continually gone through walkthroughs here at various stages of construction. And I just want to give great thanks to the members, the men and women of the Boston building trades who came in and through their hard work transformed this place in a stunning way. When you have a sense of what this looked like before they began their work, and now you walk through these rooms and see these facilities the men and women of the construction trades here in the city of Boston and across the state did a wonderful job in transforming them, and I want to thank them for their labor, their hard work, and the gift that they've given this community. As I said, there are a lot of people who are responsible for this day, you know, this culmination of a lot of efforts. But I do want to thank, you know, it's not just the people of South Boston or Dorchester that are serviced by this facility. In my travels, I have found, you know, I fly a couple of times a week back and forth between here and D.C., and there are a bunch of men and women who work for TSA at the airport. And for the past 4 years, every time they're frisking me as I'm going through security, they'll say, "How's it going down the L? What's the schedule? When are we reopening?" You know, and they're from all over the state. Truly, many of them work downtown, and rather than jumping into traffic at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, they come down here and they work out, and they enjoy this beautiful facility. And so this is a gift to people even beyond our neighborhood and our city. And I'm very grateful for that. And, you know, when you think about the reason that James Michael Curley established this place on the beach, he established it on the beach because there were very few places, even back in the 1930s, during the Depression. He realized that there were very few places where families could come to the beach and enjoy a safe space where they could be protected, where children could learn how to swim. You know, that's where I learned to swim. Kathy Ahern's mother, Kathy, what's her married name? Kathy Lafferty. Kathy Lafferty. Once I get the maiden name, I can't get the married name. But Kathy Lafferty, who runs the neighborhood house, her grandmother, Rita, taught me how to swim down here many, many, many years ago. And so it's just, it's wonderful to see this next iteration of the James Curley Recreational Center. It's wonderful to see all of our staff back, you know. Andrea Flaherty, who has answered questions in ad nauseum, you know, for the past 4 years about the progress here, the wonderful, wonderful staff here at L Street, you know, Karen Coughlin, that's her married name. That's her maiden name, sorry. You know, Scotty D, that's his maiden name. But all of the, and look, BCYF, Marta has been fantastic in terms of trying to, you know, negotiate this and make sure that you know, it's such a welcoming place. This truly is a community center, though. There's a great vibe here about people watching out for each other. You know, we got seniors, we got little kids, and everybody watches out. I hear a lot from my seniors. I stayed close with a lot of the older members who used this in the senior capacity. And this was their connection to life. They would walk down here and playing cards or just enjoying the senior activities or coming down here for lunch when that space was open. This was really their life. This was the one place where they were able to, there's a lot of loneliness out there among seniors, and they were able to enjoy this place. So we're excited about it, getting that reignited. You know, we really run a lot of programs here. When I say we, I mean the city of Boston and BCYF. You know, we have for a long time, for about, 25 years ago, we started a program down here with the then Sheriff Andrea Cabral, where when people were transitioning out of incarceration, men and women who had hard lives, they got a membership here. They got a membership at the L, and it was very inexpensive, and it was part of a transition. They were able to reconnect with the community in a meaningful way. They came down here, worked out in the morning, went to their jobs and came back here at night. But I remember those men and women who came here 25 years ago, and they're still coming here. And I'm looking forward to seeing them re-engaged in that routine. This facility offers so much to our community. It's it's a gem. It really is a gem. And I'm looking forward to it. And I want to thank everybody here who has been responsible for the rebirth here. You know, our city delegation, our city councilors, the mayor, our state delegation. This has been a labor of love for all of us. And really, really excited about seeing us get back into the rhythm of life that this facility offered. So thank you very, very much, Madam Mayor. This is a wonderful day, a day long coming, and I'm very grateful and proud to represent this community and the surrounding communities in the United States Congress. God bless you all. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite up to represent our partners at the state level, both himself, Senator Collins, and everyone at the state Representative David Beal.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and good morning, everyone. On behalf of myself and State Senator Nick Collins, just thrilled to be here supporting the reopening of this important community institution. The Senator, as at a medical appointment, he sends his regards, but he's with us in spirit and has been involved in the conversations here every step of the way. And this is just, it's a wonderful day for the South Boston community. As has been said many times, this is where the community gathers. We have youth programs. My brother went to Tiny Tots here. You know, cheers for Tiny Tots. But there's a wonderful senior facility that is part of the renovation here. So it's a wonderful opportunity for the community to gather again. This has been a long time coming, and just couldn't be prouder of the work that's been done here. Kudos goes to our former mayor, Marty Walsh, for starting the investment here, and thanks and appreciation to Mayor Janey, Mayor Wu for seeing it through, getting us here to this day. And you know, now that the city has submitted their beach operations management plan, myself, the senator, the delegation will be happy to do what we can to get eyes on that as soon as possible, so we can have the beach open for the community to enjoy. So thank you so much for everybody who made this possible, to Andrea Flaherty, to Karen, to Eddie McGuire. You know, you're great ambassadors for BCYF, and we thank you and look forward to seeing friendly faces around here now that it's open. So thank you again, Madam Mayor, and congratulations.
I'm lucky every day to work alongside these city colleagues. They have nominated Councilor Flaherty to speak on their behalf. I'm going to try not to get emotional because we still have many months left to go, but I think, along with many of you all, were quite shocked and a little bit devastated at his news a couple of days ago that he is going to be stepping down and not running for re-election. It's hard to imagine life without running into Councilor Flaherty just about anywhere you need help. I was sworn in alongside him in my very first term, and he's been a friend, a confidant, an advisor, and so much more ever since then. So I know every time we were together, oftentimes I would be without a car, and five-car Flaherty would give me a ride to where we needed to go. And what I remember most is wherever we would be going to that next meeting or event, someone inevitably would start waving down the car once they saw him and make him stop in the middle of the street to thank him for something that he had done when no cameras were present, when someone just needed help. And that's who Michael is, inside and out. Just someone who loves this community, is deeply loyal to the city, and we're so grateful for all of your service.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Obviously, and it was tough, but for some reason, my wife tapped a bottle of champagne and the smiles on my kids' faces, so I know I made the right decision. But and folks are saying, well, what are you going to do now? Well, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm coming to the L, right? Because I just live across the street. So, but on behalf of all of my colleagues and representing everyone, other than if we didn't, would be here as longer than the piping plovers. But Council President Flynn, who had a very important appointment over at the VA, who was here earlier, was not able to stay for the speaking program, asked that I represent my at-large colleague, Zarin Murphy, and my at-large colleague, Rutzi Louisiane, and just to talk about how exciting this is. And the mayor actually just gave us a great idea for my neighbors who are looking to save a parking space this winter. Piping plovers. You didn't hear it from me, okay? But you'll have a spot all winter. But what a magnificent opportunity we have here. Close to $30 million from design and construction. The longest community center in the portfolio. 2.5 city blocks long. We all know it well, and has multifaceted for our seniors, for our youth, and everyone in between can come here and can enjoy a workout, a beautiful view, and the programming here. So we're excited to finally have the doors open. I can attest, as my neighbors know, from the construction period and some of the disruptions during COVID, and then the completion of the program. It's been quite a feat to get it done. But what we see here is just beautiful. It's probably going to be the envy now of the fleet. And as an at-large council, we'll have requests from all over the city. Everyone is going to want something like the L, and they deserve something like the L. And we're going to turn around. We're going to work with Jose and Marta and Kerry to make sure that we've got this quality of facility across the city for our youth and for our seniors. And so made possible, obviously, by our mayor and her predecessor, Mayor Marty Walsh, and working with him and his team. And I know from the very first community meeting we had in this building, the old building, Pat Brophy. I think I saw Pat here. Pat Brophy. Pat probably still has the battle scars from that meeting, but he did a phenomenal job sort of steering it until he had transitioned off and a new administration came in. So I'd be remiss if we didn't recognize Mayor Walsh and Pat Brophy for their time and talents. But this is going to be a great opportunity for everyone in this community, and it's obviously open for everybody. For we'll have people from all across the city coming here, and then they'll be reaching out to their district and at-large colleagues to get one of these in their own neighborhood. So great day. It's finally open. And now we turn it over to the staff here. Andrea and her team, we're expecting great things, making sure that we keep this in tip-top shape and that these doors are open and we're inviting. And then the programming piece, making sure that we have the programming that's appropriate for a facility this size, and make sure that we have a staff to complement that programming so that the doors are open, there's things that are happening here. We're keeping the kids busy, we're keeping our seniors busy, and then everyone in between that wants to come and participate and enjoy and get a workout, then they know that they're welcome, and try to leave it in the condition, in the cleanliness that you see it now when you finish your workout. So with that said, let's get these doors open, let's get this stuff working, and I don't know who else is coming up after me, but is it Jose or Marta? So Chief, and I have the pleasure of introducing someone who I've worked with here at the city, also had an opportunity to work with his dad for many, many years as well, who had served and worked on behalf of this community over at Massport, but doing a great job, great listener, very responsive. Anytime I've had to call him, no matter what the issue, no matter what day of the week, what time of the day, always make sure he gets that call. And a lot of times he's so busy, it's, Council, can I call you back in 10 minutes or just in a meeting? But he always makes sure that he returns that phone call, and it's that commitment and that dedication to city service and keeping, obviously, me and my colleagues in business, being able to turn that wheel to make sure that we're getting the information, we're giving him the information, and/or he's effectuating a service or solving a problem for us at his level. So great, warm welcome from my neighbors here in South Boston to our Chief, Jose Masso.
Appreciate that so much, Councilor Flaherty, for sure. I think you hit it on the head when you said it's not going to be the envy, this is the bar. And so the first time I walked in this place, I was just taken back by just the amazement of what it looked like. I said, this doesn't look like a community center, this looks like a resort. And that's exactly what it felt like. So as you are going to be spending time working out here, I'm going to be spending time finding a reason to work from here. So I'll be seeing you.
No one said anything about working out. I was just going to go to the beach, right?
We can find some classes for you, though. That'll definitely be the case. But again, just to reiterate what's been shared already, just a huge commitment and just a thank you to the staff and to everybody who made this possible, the community members for your advocacy and everything that you made in terms of envisioning what this place could look like. So just want to thank you all for that. As mentioned, my name is Jose Masso. I am the Chief of Human Services, and this is the cabinet that oversees the Boston Centers for Youth and Families. Today is the second day in a row that we've been able to cut the ribbon on a beautiful new BCYF space. And that's due in large part to Chief Irish and Kerry Griffin's leadership and the hard work of the team at the Public Facilities Department. So I want to add my thanks on top of all the gratitude that's already been expressed for a job well done. I was lucky to be here a couple weeks ago when the Curley first reopened and the joy was palpable. You could see people's eyes light up when they walked in and saw how beautiful the space is and see all the new rooms and all the new equipment. But part of what makes it so beautiful is that it retains so much of its historic charm. It's the perfect combination of all the memories that people have of the building and also the promise of what it can be in the future. I look forward to seeing the community come fully back to the Curley Community Center and enjoying the amenities of the new building while also recapturing some of the joy that they experienced when they used to be in the building years ago as kids. And I look forward to seeing the young kids in the neighborhood make new memories that they will share with their children. Thank you all for being here today and enjoy the space. I will now pass it over to the Director of Public Facilities, Kerry Griffin. Thank you.
Hi, thank you all. I wasn't supposed to speak today. I did the East Boston one yesterday, and Chief Irish, I'm a poor substitute for him, but it's really important that I thank our team. These things don't happen. We went through a lot on this project, and so I just want to recognize my team from Public Facilities, Scott Dupree, and they're all in that corner over there, Scott Dupree, Susan Rice, Ellen McDonough, Mike Buckley, Evan Brinkman, Alistair Lux, Carlton Jones. I want to thank our builder, Boston Building and Bridge. They're right there in the back there, Eric, Tom, and Charlie, and our architects from Design Lab. Also, there was a lot of, every department touches a project like this. Fire, ISD, every single department, parks. And a special thank you to our partners at Environmental Department, Allison I see here, who really helped us in the end here to move forward with getting the building open in spite of the plovers. So thank you, Allison, the environmental team. And nothing happens without our partners at the Office of Budget Management. So I just want to thank you. I want to thank them for their partnership. And last but not least, former Mayor Marty Walsh and Chief Brophy, thank you all, and our current mayor for seeing this through and keeping us to our task. And finally, the community. Thank you all for your advocacy. Thank you all from the very beginning, the community meetings, everything. We listened, and you have a building that you should be very proud of. This didn't happen without your input. So thank you all very much, and enjoy your building. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's cut the ribbon. Where's the ribbon? Eddie McGuire, where's Eddie? Eddie, Andrea, Dan, folks, come on.
I think we should wheel this out of the way.
Let's take Michelle's. We'll go in front of Michelle.
This one doesn't have it.
Sorry, I don't think you can move it.
Come on, Mary.
For Mary.
Come on in, Mary. We'll lift it over you, Mary. Come on in.
Come on down. Get some scissors.
Good. What's up, Mary? Hold on a second. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Yeah. Mary, these are real scissors. They're not fake.
No kidding.
Does she want to come on?
You want to come on? Where's Chucky?
She'll sit right by me.
Where's your kids? Any of the kids? Maddie around? Where's Maddie?
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Look up, Mary. Count of three. One, two, three.
Woo!